$3,432. That's how much the average person spends on subscriptions every single year. 20 years ago, if you bought a CD, it was yours. Software was a one-time payment, and a book was a physical copy on your shelf. But now, we just kind of rent our lives. Your music is rented, your movies are rented, your software is rented, and even your car. Yeah, you can now even get your cars on subscriptions. But wait, it even gets worse. Printers now have subscription models, workout machines are on subscription, your internet router is on subscription, and again, for cars, some brands are making you pay monthly for features that you already own. Want heated seats in your car? That will be $10 a month. They want us to keep paying forever. But here's the real question nobody's asking. When did we all agree to stop owning anything? When did our entire lives become a subscription? In the next few minutes, let's discuss how companies pulled off this greatest shift in consumer behavior with services, softwares, and now even with physical devices. And finally, we'll try to answer the most important question. Can we take the ownership back? Okay, let's play a quick game. Count how many subscriptions you have right now. Netflix, check. Spotify, check. Amazon Prime, check. Gym membership, check. Cloud storage, check. Video game services, check. And software subscription, check. And keep adding more fingers if you have more. But the average person now have between 5 to 10 subscriptions running simultaneously. And companies, they have discovered this golden ticket of modern business. Why sell you something once when they can charge you every single month? Okay, enough bad mouthing. It's not that subscriptions are bad or anything. Sometimes they're super convenient. But companies have figured out how to make them so painless to start and so hard to stop that we end up paying way more than we realize. Think of all those streaming services that used to lure us in with a free month. Hey Netflix, where's my free month? Or those premium productivity tools that lock away the best features behind monthly paywalls. And before we know it, we're juggling a bunch of tiny payments that add up to a big bill. But as always, to understand the present, we have to go to the past and see how we have reached at this point. If you look closely, there's a trend here. We started with physical products that we own completely. Then we moved to software products that we own completely. Then physical products transitioned into subscription models. And then software products became subscription. And now we have a combination of physical and software products, and both can be on subscription. Let me explain a bit more in detail. In the 50s, we used to live in a world where buying something meant truly owning it. Picture a family, proud of their new television, record player, or the car, purchased once and kept forever. And that's why they were built to last. Manufacturers used to focus a lot more on the quality, and the technology used to move very slowly. All these things gave a complete control to the consumer till the 80s. Because then Apple and IBM came up with personal computers that changed how we work and live. But a computer is only as useful as the software it runs on. This created a massive opportunity for companies like Microsoft and Adobe to turn software into standalone products. Suddenly, programs like Microsoft Word, Excel, and Photoshop were not just tools. They were items consumer could buy off the shelf, install, and own. Software became the new product category sold in boxes at stores, just like any other physical product. It was a groundbreaking shift. So instead of hardware being the main focus, software became the real star of the tech boom. Then in the 2000s, the internet changed everything. Physical products started disappearing, and they were replaced by digital services. iTunes replaced records and CDs, Netflix replaced DVD collections, cloud storage replaced hard disks, and Facebook replaced our friends. Although that was for free, but I just wanted to say that here. Anyway, so subscriptions became the new way to sell convenience. Then, in 2010s, subscriptions were not just for entertainment. Remember all those softwares from Adobe and Microsoft that were introduced as products in the 90s? Now, instead of just a one time buy in, they became subscriptions too. And at the same time, the conveniences like Spotify for music or Netflix for movies became the default options for most people. I mean, if you ask anyone who is born in 2000s, they will say that these monthly subscriptions are the norm. Because like us millennials, they never experienced buying a software or a game in a CD or keeping music in cassettes or records. But what's surprising for all of us is what's happening now in this decade of 2020s. And that is the transition of physical products into subscriptions. Products like cars, printers, coffee machines, and even bikes come with a monthly subscription. Companies like Mercedes and BMW installed heated seats and better navigation system into the cars, but you can only use them if you pay a monthly subscription. Tesla installed a full battery pack, but you cannot use the full range till you pay the extra prices. Printers like HP have monthly subscription of ink cartridges, but if you don't renew the subscription, they will not allow you to print, even if the cartridges are full of ink. So basically, you will be charged for the materials and the components when you will buy the device, but you can only use them if you pay even more. I mean, they're not giving me the extra gas for the heating of the cars or the extra electricity for charging my battery for the full. So why do they want to charge me more if there is no extra cost to them? It does not make any sense to me. But let's say, even if the companies come up with all these evil ideas, why do we as consumers agree to be a part of all this? How these subscriptions hook us in the first place? Simple. They make it unbelievably easy. How? It just takes one click to sign up for the free trial that renews automatically every single month. They remove every single barrier. So you say, why not? You think I'll just try it for a month and then you forget. Because they count on you for forgetting. So apps start to pile up in your phone, streaming services, productivity tools, fitness platform, each one silently draining a bit more from your wallet. Companies know that this little monthly fees looks harmless, but at scale, it's a massive revenue machine. And then the next is lock-in effect. You know how we invest so much time into these apps and services, our playlist on Spotify, our files on iCloud, our templates and workflow on Adobe Suite. Moving to another service feels like stepping into a complete new world. They trap us with our own data. And then there's fear of missing out. So whenever I cancel a streaming service, that exact same day, somebody will come and say, dude, have you watched this or that show? And then I go back and subscribe to it to watch that. I think sometimes we just pay to stay in the loop. We pay for convenience. And we pay because it's less hassle to keep paying than to cancel. In short, these subscriptions tap into your habits, your data, your laziness, and your fear of missing out. That's how they hook you. And it seems that all these digital subscriptions laid the foundation of the next evolution: physical product subscriptions. We are so used to pressing buttons on digital platforms that tapping subscribe is like a second nature. Even here in this video, I'm asking you to subscribe to my channel. Yeah, do it. Press that button. Then you see similar buttons on the Instagram, Twitter, newsletters, podcasts. It's everywhere. So it's no shock that physical products joined the game. Cars, printers, coffee machines, bikes, all with their shiny new subscription plans. It's the same formula. They make sign up painfully easy. They lock key features behind a monthly paywall, and if you miss a single payment, your printer will refuse to print, or your heated seats will go cold. But why do companies with physical products suddenly want to switch to subscriptions? Because they saw what subscription income can do to companies like Netflix, Spotify, and even Apple, which is a hardware company. But now 21% of its revenue come from subscription and services like Apple Music, Apple TV, and iCloud. So no manufacturing, no logistics, and no inventory for 1/5 of the total revenue. And it's not just that revenue is high. What's more important is that it's steady and recurring. Investors love predictable cash flow. It boosts a company's valuation and stability. One-time purchases don't offer that steady stream of income because sales can go up or down each quarter, but monthly payments will always be there. And this also helps them to gather data about you and your habits. Most of the physical products that have a subscription usually have some kind of software component like screen or computers. These components collect and supply data to these companies, and then they use that data to make the next generation of products and services even more addictive. It's similar to how Netflix gathered the data of what kind of shows are popular, and then they started creating their own shows. In the same way, physical product companies can also use the data to create better products. It seems like a win-win, but of course, it might come at the cost of your privacy. So I'm not saying that all subscriptions are evil. Some of them make complete sense. A reliable gym membership, an essential software tool, or cloud storage if you run a business, subscription can deliver real value, especially when you do not have a lot of capital to make a lot of one-time payments. The low upfront cost allows you to have a better overall experience, but only if you are in control. If you regularly evaluate what you are paying for and why. So let's move on to the fun part. How do we regain control over all these subscriptions? Let's do a quick exercise. Step 1. Write down every subscription you have, every single one. Streaming services, music apps, software, meal kits, clothing subscriptions, anything that renews monthly or yearly. Step 2. Ask yourself, do I still need this or do I still use it? Step 3. Cancel anything that's collecting dust. And if you feel overwhelmed by all this, just take a 30 days challenge. If you still don't use any app or service, it's time to unsubscribe. You'll be surprised by how many you can let go. That's how you regain control. You break the cycle of unplanned spending. And maybe you'll discover that library card is better than paying for 4 different audiobook services, or that you can watch your favorite shows on just one streaming platform at a time and then subscribe to other platform the next month, or that you can only use half the advanced feature in the editing software. So a cheaper plan would do just fine. But what about products that are basically renting the features you already own? Those car seats, that battery range, that printer locked behind the monthly paywalls. That's a bit trickier. You paid for the hardware, but the manufacturer holds the key. They keep essential features behind a digital fence. So you are left renting what you technically possess. So what can you do about them? Realistically, nothing. Just look for alternatives. Support companies that let you own what you buy. Also consider open source or one-time purchase tools whenever possible. If enough of us push back, we can shift the market because subscriptions are not going away. But we can be mindful. We can choose which services actually serve us. This is not about hating technology. This is about respecting yourself. Every subscription you cancel, every device you truly own, every piece of software you control, that's a vote for your freedom. So prove them wrong and take your ownership back. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to watch more videos about the science behind the products. I'll see you next time. Thank you.